leader of the Haringey Council, people of the Bara and our British friends, members of the Tambo family, distinguished guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen. All of us are very pleased and greatly inspired that Haringey Council has chosen the occasion of Oliver Tambo's 90th birthday formally to open the Oliver Tambo Memorial and unveil the bust of our late and beloved leader. I deeply regret that I could not join you on this important occasion. The life and times of OR are inseparable and indivisible from both the history and the struggle for freedom and democracy in our country, and from the evolution and development of our movement, the African National Congress. OR's life, his character, intellect, skills, and instincts were wholly dedicated to the liberation of South Africa from centuries of colonialism and apartheid. Elsewhere, I have remarked that Oliver Tambo's life and character are a metaphor of our struggle for freedom and democracy. Those of us who knew and worked with OR realize that we have not fully paid tribute to his brilliance, his essence as an African patriot, and as a global citizen. He possessed a quality of mind and intellect, a passion for people, a commitment to social justice and Ubuntu, and the patience to listen and teach by example, which placed him in a rank of its own. He was a mentor and a democrat admired by all because he was such an immensely human and humane person. Much has been written about his life and his inestimable contribution to the struggle for the liberation of South Africa. However, in seeking truly to assess OR's contribution, it is important for us to articulate the relationship between him as an individual and the history of South African society, and the relationship between OR as a leader and an intellectual and those who worked with him. He was a product of his times, but he transcended his times and his socio-economic background. He came from rural South Africa, and as a black man suffered from the limitations imposed on all black South Africans by white minority rule and racial discrimination. But he outgrew his roots to become the international statesperson that he was. He was a product of the ANC, but he also helped to shape it in many fundamental ways. He was influenced by others around him, but he also influenced them in many tangible and intangible ways. As I reflect on the OR that I had the privilege to know for 30 years, and as I reflect on my own roles and responsibilities in South Africa's successive democratically elected governments since 1994, I have to admit to the lasting impact OR had on me and many others. He was unwavering in his commitment to a non-racial and non-sexist and democratic South Africa that belongs to all who live in it. He was committed to building the broadest possible united front in the fight against apartheid. And he was deeply committed to the eradication of poverty and the fight for global peace, equality, and social justice. OR was as much concerned about our liberation as he was about global peace. In Malaysia, he once argued that in fighting for our own liberation and for democracy in South Africa, by that means, we shall also make our contribution to the struggle for a just and equitable international political, economic, and social order, and add as much as we can to the construction of a new world, free from hunger and poverty, and free from the threat of termination of life itself through the use of nuclear weapons in a third world war. Your tribute to the memory of O.R. Tambo is also a tribute to all those who have fought for and continue to fight for a socially inclusive and cohesive world free of injustice, of poverty, of war and oppression. The Oliver Tambo Memorial is a fitting tribute not just to the memory of a remarkable global statesperson and citizen. It is truly symbolic of the bonds of friendship which bind the people of Haringey, the United Kingdom, and South Africa. On behalf of our people, through you, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the British people for providing Oliver Tambo and his family a temporary home away from home when the need arose. Let me again reiterate our deep appreciation for the sustained support of the British people for our struggle, which played a critical role in the historic victory over the apartheid crime against humanity. Many thanks for the wonderful tribute you are paying to Oliver Tambo today. We will never forget this beautiful gesture of friendship.